People really need to stop demanding other people use specific perks or gear. Okay, so that that definitely seems a bit toxic. I can see that. That said, there are definitely some certain team perks that are just way better than other team perks on that same class. I don't think you should demand somebody use a certain perk, but whenever I see, a teammate on lethal using a team perk that I'm not sure really works at that difficulty, I definitely play a little bit more careful and, maybe pick up an extra stim or two. That said, yeah, I definitely don't recommend demanding somebody use a certain weapon or a certain perk. I think, for the most part, you can find a reason for everything in the game. It's just lethal difficulty, especially chaos missions, definitely feel like they have a certain set preference when it comes to actually completing these things. That said, I've been trying a lot of weird stuff recently, and I'm going to continue doing that. But, anything that I can find that is useful and lethal, I'm going to try and do that, basically. And yeah, I'd hope nobody would demand a certain perk or something from me. That is, that definitely feels a little toxic. But yeah, let's go into this post because, yeah, like I said earlier, there are certain team perks that are just better than others. I get it. It's really nice when your Vanguard has inner fire. I will say it's very nice when a Vanguard has inner fire. Or your Bulwark sets you up for a full heal with their banner. Or your Tactical gets you out of a pinch with a salvo of grenades, but at no point should you be treating these things like requirements and demanding them of other players. Yeah, I agree, especially that last one with the Tactical and the grenades. Sometimes it's really nice to see it, on your team, but then there's a lot of moments where I'm like, wow, the grenade launcher really just trivialized that encounter. It feels like the grenade launcher can be a little bit too strong, and then it's like, you feel like you wanted more from the fight. But that said, not all the time do I feel that. Definitely bring out the grenade launcher in chaos missions, man. So what's the other thing? Invigorating icons. Yeah, same thing for lethal. Invigorating icons, definitely very good. But I have played lethal with a Bulwark build that did not use invigorating icon. So, I'm not going to say that one's definitely something people should demand. Nobody should demand any of these, really. But Vanguard with inner fire. I think, honestly, we need to break down why the Extremist healing perk isn't great and why inner fire is just better in every category. But that said, I did see a Vanguard recently who was using the Extremist heal perk. I don't even know the name of it. And the thing is, in lethal you at least see a few Extremists, you know what I mean? But on every other difficulty they spawn like once at like every couple minutes. So we'll break down why that one's just really bad. it's just pretty bad. Every single mission in the game can be completed solo with bots on every single difficulty, and those bots don't have inner fire. they should. Those bots should have inner fire, man. Or any of the other frequently demanded perks or equipment. Playing with another human being helping you should be far easier than that, even if they don't have a meta build. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that for sure. You don't require anyone else to build their character in any particular way to succeed. Stop demanding that other people be your crutch. Ooh, okay. So, the one thing I noticed about this guy is that he didn't post any, situation, I'm not too sure if somebody actually demanded him use a certain build. I've never done this, ever. The only thing that annoys me, honestly, is just people not listening for extremist sound cues and, teaming up and stuff like that. Because, yeah, it can be only really on lethal am I ever annoyed by whatever anyone else on my team's doing. Ruthless, substantial, obviously the lower difficulties, I really don't care. You can go off and shoot a barrel and die. I want to make sure I can. I will be able to go through Ruthless without a teammate, you know what I mean? Maybe even two. I haven't done solo yet, but I will try solo soon. I just want to try out as many builds as I possibly can first, because I know solo is going to be a lot of meta gameplay. And hey, I might find something that I really enjoy and might be able to put, some good time in with solo. Yeah, that said, definitely don't demand anybody use a certain perk or gear. Even as much as I hate the healing Vanguard perk for extremists, It is there. It is there. It is healing that's there, and it's very, very bad. We're going to go into why the healing perk for Vanguard is bad, but also this person has an edit. You didn't fail that mission that has you riled up because the other player wasn't playing to the meta. You failed because the meta is all you can play and you were unable to adapt and play outside of it. I mean, fair point, but it depends. It really depends. If somebody jumps into lethal with a white weapon and you guys fail, yeah, that's, but I don't think this person's really considering that a factor. I think that's more of an outlier. That's just bad. that's just not how you play the game, essentially. But yeah, this was a good post. I definitely think this needs to be said, but also I've never seen anybody really demand a certain perk or anything like that. But let me know in the comments if you've been in this situation. Use inner fire. So maybe this was a post that was like a response to this meme, but I find this meme very funny because inner fire is just super good. If it's for lethal, you should really have inner fire, 100%. But it's kind of a pain to say that because the extremist healing perk would be the best at lethal, That perk just needs to be completely reworked, to be completely honest. Best I can do is 5% health on extremist kill, and then somebody corrects this 5% health to 2% because that is what it is. It is 2% of your health back on an extremist kill. So 2 extremist kills gets you 4% of your health back. I think that is comparable to 1 single bolt pistol bullet to refill your contested health. It's pretty much the same effect. If somebody on my team has it, they just have it. I have completed operations with somebody using this before, and it's really not that big of a deal. But that said, for lethal, inner fire would just make it so much easier, basically. You know what? And it's still lethal. Like, honestly, for lethal, you should bring a good team perk at the very least, especially for those chaos lethal missions. Because that, I don't know. Like, if there's this, if a bulwark came into reliquary lethal and didn't have invigorating icon, and halfway through the operation I noticed that we have we have no health, it's hard to say that bulwark, it's hard to say that bulwark shouldn't have used invigorating icon there. They should 100% bring the perk that works for the team in that operation when it is lethal. Every other difficulty, it's like, okay, but like when it comes to these higher difficulties, and I imagine some of these, some of this demanding certain perks things probably going to get worse when the new difficulty comes out. So yeah, because higher difficulties, we've made our characters, we've worked a lot. We basically worked at our characters a lot to get to. We played the game a lot. We, leveled up all the weapons, all of that. Like, you really want to go into the highest difficulty with the best possible character, in a sense. But yeah, this extremist kill perk is just terrible. It's, oh my god, 2% health back. It's just flat out dumb and counterproductive to pick perks that hinder yourself and thus the team. There's no reason a Vanguard who can heal after every Majoris they kill should be hogging stims. Yeah. No, I mean, like, yeah, definitely gameplay like that, behavior like that is going to hold back the team. I agree. But yeah, that's true. That even makes the extremist perk so much worse, is that Vanguard has just a better perk on their kit. Like, oh my god. Well, I guess the extremist perk does heal your teammates, but it's just not a lot. Like, the contested health team perk for Bulwark and Tactical are just much stronger. People who don't understand the perks tend to be poor players in general and are absolutely worse than bots, which is why I play solo if I get a few hopeless cases. Interesting. Absolutely worse than bots. The one thing I think bots have going for them is that they, as soon as you go down, they stop what they're doing and they try to res you as soon as possible. And they also can survive because they have, like, pretty high HP pools that, like, refill, like, kind of often. So, I don't know. Bots don't, target priority, like, enemies, you know what I mean? They don't focus targets, so that's where bots kind of can come up short, basically. But yeah, I agree with what he's saying, that hinder yourself and thus the team, but I think energy like that is better used in lethal. Like, I'm not going to say, hey, Hey, Vanguard, you better stop picking up these stims, even though there's like 5 of these around on minimal, you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, actually, sometimes even on, like, substantial or ruthless, sometimes the game can throw stims at you if you know where to look for them. If you are running 2% life on extremist execution, go screw yourself. Oh my god. See, this guy just gets tilted right from the jump. It's a team game. Suboptimal is fine, but if you want to run with literal garbage, go play with bots. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. There's, like, honestly, the only person who would jump into lethal with a white weapon would be somebody who's trying to do a challenge run, like if they're doing it on purpose, basically. Or they, you know, they just got stuck playing a class they didn't want to play on lethal. But I'd argue if you jump into lethal and the only class that's available is level 1, join the game, then leave, basically. But yeah, people really hate that extremist heal perk, man. It's just really bad. That should be the first perk they rework when we get the perk reworks.